So, okay, here we go.
It's recording? It's recording, yeah. Nod your head, yeah. All right, cool. All right. So my speech, it's called Conscious Living Results in Personal Growth, as in we set goals, we consciously work towards achieving them. And sooner or later you're gonna grow, whether it be physically or mentally or, whichever the purpose might be, but it happens. So basically I want to persuade you guys to live a more conscious life, because when we obviously live a conscious life, we achieve more personally, physically, and spiritually. So, I think that one of the ways that we can do that is just by setting ourselves, by having a never ending list of goals. It could be, it could be realistic, it can be unrealistic, whatever the case may be. But as long as we have goals set, we're constantly working to achieve them, and little by little, you'll realize that you're achieving them, even though you don't think that you are, but you are. And then you start to see that sense of fulfillment, in my pre-adult stage, I often made careless choices, and then it's when I realized that I wasn't really getting anywhere that I started to consciously make an effort to, change the way that I thought, change, what I did, my actions, basically my everyday life, and then little by little, I noticed that I started to grow personally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and, as a person, right? So, I encourage you to do some soul searching, to set some sort of goal, think about the choices that you have made and try to find your inner drive, what pushes you, what makes you want to do better, right? And one of the ways that I've noticed that helps me a lot is, to network with individuals that, are in my area of interest, or I want to be like that guy, or I want to be like that woman. So I'm going to associate myself with them, because they have the tools and maybe the knowledge necessary to provide you, with the tools that you need, right, to reach your goals. So yeah, so do some soul searching and set goals, right? Setting a goal is the only way to progress forward, right? We always got to take steps and move forward and never look back. Always look forward, because one little step today puts you further ahead than you were yesterday, correct? So, be conscious in your decision making, always try to, every step that you take or, every decision that you make sure it has a purpose behind it, and figure out a strategy. There's a strategy for everything. And, strategy is what leads to success, right? And be aware of everything that you do and you say. Very important, awareness is key, right? And consider the consequences of your actions, whether they're positive or negative, what we say, what we think, who we hang out with, little things like that. They have a drastic impact in our lives, right? And imagine yourself in that goal, the law of attraction. The law of attraction to me is big, it's like you ask the universe and you shall receive. I strongly believe in that. You wake up every day and, you have goals and you look at you feel it, you see it and it'll happen, and imagine yourself in that position where you want to be or what you want to do or whatever the case may be, right? And that creates motivation, and that's what we need. All we need is motivation, right? So again, do some soul searching, set some goals, think about the choices, and the choices that you want to make or that you have made, or what pushes you towards your goals, and network with individuals that will help you accomplish your goals, right? So live a conscious life, right? You achieve more personally and physically. And I believe that's it. I'm done.
Mute myself. Great job.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. That was nice, though. You're right. Gotta like live a more conscious life, and then
And about the soul searching.
yeah, exactly. You become more aware of yourself too, which helps a lot. So you're right.
It's true. It's true. The law of attraction is very big.
All right, Camila, your turn.
It's my turn. Okay. So one night, me and my friends went to a party, and the designated driver decided to have a couple of drinks. We didn't think much of it. When the night came to an end, we were driving down I-95 when all of a sudden I heard a very loud banging noise. My heart stopped, and I thought we got into a car crash. Our designated driver was driving so fast down I-95 that the hood of his car flew up and crashed the whole windshield. As soon as that happened, the car started losing control, and then we ended up on the other side of oncoming traffic. Thankfully, it was late at night and there was very few cars on the road. This all started because we were careless and thought he had a couple drinks and it wouldn't affect his driving. We thought wrong. According to the NATHA, about 10,000 people die in alcohol-impaired car crashes every year. 1/3 of car crash fatalities in the U.S. involve drunk drivers, with BASs higher than 0.08, and the college student population accounts for a disproportionate amount of these events. Drinking and driving is a choice and an issue that needs to be addressed. The outrageous amount of deaths that this is causing needs to be reduced. Unfortunately, a big amount of these events, like previously mentioned, is caused by us, the college student population. We as students need to take an action towards this issue and give it the attention it requires in order to decrease the amount of these tragic occurrences. The effects of driving after consuming alcohol are very dangerous, putting not only your life but everyone else's life in danger. Every day, almost 29 people die in alcohol-impaired car crashes. That is one person every 50 minutes, guys. Young adults don't think of the serious consequences that drunk driving can cause. 1 of 4 young adults have admitted to taking a ride from a person who had been drinking. And I believe it is very important that we begin informing our youth of the seriousness of this act by holding seminars, programs, and having speakers talk to our youth in schools and colleges about the serious consequences of driving under the influence. Furthermore, all these accidents can be simply avoided with prevention measures, like getting a designated driver or taking a taxi or Uber or simply calling a friend when you had one way too many drinks. Studies have actually proven that Uber has decreased the amount of drunk drivers in cities. In addition, drinking and driving is actually illegal, and it can lead to very serious consequences with the law, like DUI courts, license suspension, impounding of vehicle, and even jail. Therefore, if we as college students don't take action towards this issue, it will continue to cause more deaths and injuries. Us, the drivers younger than 26 years old, are the ones that are causing the most auto fatalities in the United States. Let's not be part of these statistics anymore. We have to take a step forward as a community to stop this. And in conclusion, today I informed you about the consequences that drinking and driving has in your life. Prevent yourself and others from putting innocent lives in danger. The moment I realized situations and that I'm just so lucky that none of my friends or I got hurt, it opened my eyes. Every time now when I go out, I make sure that I don't drink and drive, and then we have a designated driver. And it starts just like that. It takes one person to open their eyes and realize that this is not okay. Now I leave it up to you. Are you going to step up and prevent this to happen? Or are you going to sit back and watch it happen to you?
Good job. I like that. Thanks. I'm always the designated driver by volunteering myself.
You are?
Yeah, honestly, I'd rather not drink and have fun a different way than have anybody go home and say.
I know.
But I always tell my friends too is that if I am willing to pay for an Uber for some of my friends if they don't have the money to get home or I'm too inebriated to get them home.
Yeah.
Plan too. Uber has, you're right, saved a lot of people.
I'm glad you're that one because I'm not. Whenever they ask for a designated driver, I stay very quiet.
Well, it's always at least have one person.
I look the other way.
You have to have that one.
All right.
Not me.
Well, now I'm on to something completely different. Okay. Hey guys, I'm Vanessa, and today I want to bring to attention about puppy mills. See, most people have a soft spot when it comes to animals, and I find it even more softer spot when it comes to baby animals, especially puppies. However, every year, millions of dogs and puppies that are sold to people originate from puppy mills. And with those people buying millions of puppies from puppy mills, it means the millions that are already in shelter are getting euthanized due to overcrowding and people simply just not adopting. And the problem is that puppy mills are inhumane facilities, and with your help, we can bring an end to them. See, the need to bring an end to puppy mills deals with the fact of how these animals are treated, with the breeding and even how they're kept. Dogs are kept in cramped cages, a lot of times with multiple other dogs. There's no breeding time left between for females. Typically, they'll breed, have a litter, and then have no time to heal, that they end up breeding even more, which causes a lot of problems for the female dogs. The food and water provided for the dogs either isn't enough to keep them nutritious, that they end up malnourished, or that it's completely contaminated, that it's not good for them to have in the first place. And since there's no regulations on these puppy mills, that means that they have no rules against how long they can keep dogs locked in cages and how cramped that they can be. And then most of the dogs that also originate from these breeding facilities, like puppy mills, have way more health problems because they're breeding dogs that should not be bred together. Leads to shorter lifespans for these animals, and then also even like heart issues. And there's more than one way that we can bring an end to this. We can sit there by starting and adopting rather than buying. For me, I adopted one of my dogs from the Humane Society, and she is the best dog in the entire world. However, she's downstairs in the back because she was a bad girl today. But also, you could support legislations that focus on reducing and controlling the breeding of animals, because it's not just also dogs that have a problem with it, but other animals as well. But when you breed animals that should not be bred together, although we may have cute little things that come out of it, it causes problems for those dogs as well. You can also donate to any association that focuses on ending puppy mills. Like when I was doing a lot of my research on this, because I love dogs and I don't want dogs being hurt, I found this association called Best Friends Animal Society, where they focus on getting those animals out of the puppy mills, trying to end those puppy mills, and also finding forever homes for those puppies that were in puppy mills, because let's face it, they deserve homes too. However, they just shouldn't be coming from things so neglectful. And you could also even take action against stores that sell puppies from puppy mills, because again, it's very inhumane, and I wouldn't want to buy an animal from someone who has it from a puppy mill just because they're trying to get money off of it. It's as simple as that. And you could do things like a silent protest, or even trying to convince them yourselves to stop buying from puppy mills. And also, like I said, the puppy mills are just a really bad form of animal cruelty. Bringing an end to puppy mills means bringing an end to those dogs suffering. And it would mean that those dogs no longer have to be left malnourished or cramped in cages just for the purpose of breeding dogs that we will like. Like, they don't deserve that just because we want cute puppies. They're always cute. But it will also just stop the continued neglect on these animals that they don't deserve. So you can take one of 3 actions or all 3 actions that honestly will make a big impact, whether you believe it or not, on these animals, because it's a step in order to letting them be free and be able to be treated correctly. Like I said, you could donate to the association that I mentioned. It's called the Best Friends Animal Society, or you could even take legislative action. The Best Friends Animal Society also has a legislation that they have. I will include both of the links to those in our Google Hangouts group chat. That way you could check it out if you want. But it's also really good. I liked it. I even donated myself. Or again, the third option is adopt your next pet from a shelter like the Humane Society. They always have young and old animals that are willing to be great partners in your life. And it will also just, in the end, adopting more animals, it'll cause puppy mills to run out of business, which means those dogs no longer have to suffer themselves. So if you want to see a change even more in animal cruelty, and also having these poor puppies and mommies be set free and actually live a happy life, then just do one of the few steps and you'll make a big difference. Yeah. That's me.
That was good.
Good job.
That was good.
Yeah. Guys, I like puppies, but they don't deserve it. It's like that. Oh, so fluffy.
You're not recording anymore, are you?
I am. But that's it, you guys. I'm glad that we were all part of a group and we were able to get together. And I hope you guys all are great with any future stuff.
I hope you all pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you all
Yeah, make sure you guys pass. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I will also send you guys the link for this and we'll be all good. Okay.
Thank you. Nice to meet you all. You guys, good luck on everything.
You too.